We are in NFL draft season. It is in full swing right now, Steelers Nation. So today I'm going to be reacting to which players the top NFL draft media outlets are projecting to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first round of the 2024 NFL Draft. But before we get into these scenarios today, make sure you click that subscribe button for in-depth premium Steelers draft coverage all throughout the 2024 offseason. We got the latest Steelers draft rumors on the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to let you know everybody they're meeting with. We're going to let you know everyone they're interviewing. We're going to let you know everyone they bring in for a visit. All that news, all of the rumors, who they're targeting, all that great stuff. We're going to have you covered. Also, in-depth prospect analysis. We're going to have some scouting reports on some prospects today. You can expect that from the show here from now all the way into the big day there in Detroit. And then also we got weekly Steelers mock drafts here on the channel. We actually had our first one after the Senior Bowl earlier this week, so you can go check out that video after you're done with this one. I'll put the link to that one in the comments and description of today's show. So thank you guys for all of your support. Make sure you click that subscribe button right now. So we might as well start with dessert here, all right? Let's start with the juiciest one. That comes to us from one of my friends here, one of the most respectable people on YouTube, in my opinion, when it comes to football analysis, and it's that franchise guy. So Marcus Whitman is a fellow Minnesotan. Okay, you guys know I'm from Minnesota. He's also from Minnesota. I'm a Steelers fan. He's a Green Bay Packers fan, but he's one of the best in terms of the YouTube space when it comes to scouting players, and I really respect the things that he says. And he did his mock draft here, and he has the Steelers trading up from number 20 to number 6 overall to take Heisman Trophy winner Jayden Daniels, quarterback out of LSU, in the first round. So that would be an absolutely bombshell move by Omar Khan, the Steelers GM. So before I tell you the things that Marcus had to say about this potential trade-up, here's what I think about Jayden Daniels, all right? So, of course, he had a fantastic season with the Tigers last year. He won the Heisman Trophy. Of course, everyone knows his athleticism. He can run with the football, all these different things. But the thing that I was surprised about going through Daniels' film here this offseason is just how polished he is from the pocket. When he has a good pocket to work with, he has great pocket footwork. He plays with great base. And then everybody knows about the deep ball. He throws that deep ball with great touch. He arguably has the best deep ball of any passer in the draft this year. And then the pocket presence is actually pretty decent as well. Now, the cons with Jayden Daniels: inconsistent decision-making, especially when the pocket breaks down. Another thing is that he's not particularly great in terms of getting outside of the pocket and making plays as a passer. If he's leaving the pocket, he's usually trying to run with the football, whereas guys like Caleb Williams and Drake May, they'll make plays outside of the pocket with their arm. And then the third thing is that he's still a little bit skinny, and he's somebody that doesn't protect himself. When he runs, he takes big hits all the time on film. He's going to have to learn how to protect himself, and he's going to have to fill out a little bit more if he's going to prevent injury at the next level. I think he's worth a top 5 pick, absolutely, for the right team. Well, but I'll tell you a little bit whether or not I think the Steelers should make this move. But this is what Marcus Whitman, the guy from the Franchise Guy, had to say about trading up for Jayden Daniels. They've made their bet here when they chose to play Mason Rudolph over Kenny Pickett in that playoff game. If Kenny Pickett isn't good enough to play over Mason Rudolph in a playoff game in year 2, he's not your guy, right? You put Jayden Daniels here with these receivers, with George Pickens and his deep ball ability, with Jayden Daniels, who with nothing else is going to ignite this offense with his running ability and scrambling ability. You pair that with a defense that you have pretty big expectations for. This is not a team with a lot of needs outside of the quarterback position. You look at the window that this team has. You need an electric quarterback to compete in this division, and they're just kind of treading water right now. Let's make a splash. Let's see if Jayden Daniels can be a hit for the Steelers, and if he's not, so be it, but let's at least go for it. So this is the trade idea that he has with the Steelers trading up with the New York Giants to number 6 overall to take Jayden Daniels. He's going to give New York 2 first-round picks, 2024, 2025. All right, also 2 third-round picks, 2024, 2025, and then he has the Steelers giving up one of their 4th-round picks this year, number 120 overall. So that's in total 5 picks, 2 first-rounders to move up for Jayden Daniels. Let me know what you guys think about this potential trade package to move up for the Heisman Trophy winner. Would you like this trade? Type A for accept or type D for decline. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show, so YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. When that time comes, do me a favor, find that pinned comment at the top of the comment section and let me know what you think. All right, man, so personally, I'm just not sure about this, but I'm going to let you guys know what my idea or my thoughts on this idea is here. I like Marcus, but I kind of disagree with it. I'll let you know why here in just a second. But first, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Mando. And whether your New Year's resolution is hitting the gym, better hygiene, or simply vowing to keep things cool and fresh below the belt, Mando's whole body deodorant has got your back, or shall I say, your front. Say goodbye to last year's stink and upgrade to a whole new level of personal care with Mando's whole body deodorant today. Your pits and your balls deserve the best for 2024. So here's the special offer our friends at Mando are offering to you guys today. New customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code and link. Use code CHAT at shopmando.com. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers because it comes with a solid stick of deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash or deodorant wipes. I definitely recommend the mini body wash. It smells fantastic, and free shipping as well. Again, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code that equates to over 40% off your starter pack today when you use code CHAT at shopmando.com. A big thank you to Mando for sponsoring today's edition of Steelers Talk. So my thoughts on trading up for Jayden Daniels here is that I get where he's coming from here, where the Steelers need to get a different, more dynamic talent at the quarterback position, but I don't think trading up for a rookie quarterback is the right call here for the Pittsburgh Steelers, in my opinion, okay? When you look at the situation, I just think that, the Steelers need a dynamic quarterback, but a rookie quarterback's not going to win you a Super Bowl, all right? This team's ready to win now. They got a great defense now. They've got George Pickens now. They've got guys now, and rookie quarterbacks aren't built to win Super Bowls right away. So I really don't think, especially for the trade compensation, I'm really not sure if this is something that I am willing to do. I agree that the Steelers need to get more of a dynamic quarterback because, yes, the points where I agree is that Pittsburgh started Rudy over Kenny Pickett, so it's like, are you really all that confident in Pickett's ability moving forward? You started Rudolph over a healthy Kenny Pickett in the playoffs. Are you really thinking that guy that you benched is ever going to win a Super Bowl for you? And then also, of course, they need somebody more dynamic. But where I disagree here is that rookies do not win Super Bowl titles. They just don't, guys. All right, you look at the history of the National Football League, it takes them at least 2 to 3 years before they're really competing for Super Bowls. And guys like Brock Purdy that are there in their second year, extremely rare. And honestly, guys, I think Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are winning. I don't think Brock Purdy's going to get a Super Bowl ring in his second year. So I think that if your focus is on winning Super Bowls now, and I think that's where it's at here with Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin, I don't think a rookie quarterback is going to get that job done for you. And also, I do think the trade package is a bit too much. Absolutely. All right. 5 picks, 2 first-rounders to move up. I am not willing to do that whatsoever. And although I like Marcus, I think that he's a really good scout. I think he's a very respectable football mind and a guy that I really respect. I just don't think this is the right move for the Steelers. And I would rather go out and get somebody via trade like Justin Fields, somebody that's still on his rookie contract, has that same dynamic quality to his game that we would be getting with a guy like Jayden Daniels. But he's somebody that's been in this league, all right? He's somebody that still has a very bright future in this league and somebody that's still a very good fit for Arthur Smith's offense, in my opinion. Then also Russell Wilson, who he could get at the league minimum this year because of a clause in his contract with the Denver Broncos. So I think either one of these guys would be an excellent, excellent option to start for the Pittsburgh Steelers next year. Instead of Jayden Daniels, they'll be cheaper. You won't have to give up draft capital. I did a video on both of these guys, why they would both be great options for the Pittsburgh Steelers this offseason. I'm going to put the link to that one in the comments and description of today's show. So now let's go over some other mock drafts here and who the rest of NFL draft media, kind of the bigger names, have the Steelers taking in round 1 of the 2024 NFL draft. I'm going to tell you who they have as the number 1 draft target for the Pittsburgh Steelers here in just a second. But first, make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon if you're a real one. The real ones know that the best way to help out the channel is to click that like button because it tells the YouTube algorithm to push this video out to other Steelers fans like yourselves. It helps us grow. We really do appreciate your support, so make sure you click that thumbs up icon right now. So the number one draft target that seems to be mocked to the Steelers everywhere that you look is offensive tackle from the University of Georgia, Amari Mims. Now, the outlets that have Mims to the Pittsburgh Steelers, ESPN's latest 2-round mock draft has the Steelers taking Mims. CBS's latest NFL mock draft has the Steelers taking Mims. And then same thing with the latest ones from NFL.com. Both Lance Zierlein and Bucky Brooks have the black and gold taking the kid out of Georgia here with the number 20 overall pick. So here's what I think about Amari Mims. I'd be happy if the Pittsburgh Steelers ended up drafting him, all right? He's got great size. He's got long arms. He's very athletic, can move very, very easily, and he's great at run blocking. He plays with great motor. He plays with great energy and effort. This guy can pancake people, all right? Now, the cons, kind of similar to Broderick Jones last year, where the balance and pass protection and the hand placement definitely needs to improve. Plus, he's had a little bit of an injury history. But absolutely, man, he's a first-round caliber of offensive tackle. He could be a great tackle in this league. And honestly, he reminds me of Broderick Jones when I was watching his film last year. They're similar size. They got similar strengths. They have similar weaknesses. Now, do the Steelers want two guys that are pretty much carbon copies of each other? I don't know. I mean, obviously, they like Broderick last year. They like Georgia Bulldogs, so does it make sense for them to get essentially another Broderick Jones and just put him on the right side of the formation? Maybe. It's absolutely possible, and I wouldn't hate it whatsoever. But now let's talk about the latest Pro Football Focus mock draft here, and I think this is very interesting here. He has the Steelers taking Quintin Mitchell, the cornerback out of Toledo. He was the talk of the Senior Bowl last week. This guy is super sticky in coverage, and, you know, he came into this process with a couple of questions that needed to be answered during the process, and I think he did that at the Senior Bowl. So his pros, he's a good size at 6 foot, 196 pounds. He's got long arms, and he's great in all types of coverages, guys. Like, he can play cover 4 quarters. He can play off coverage, right? That's pretty much exclusively what he did there at Toledo. So the big question was, could he do the stuff in press man coverage that guys like Joey Porter Jr. and the best corners in the league can do, because he hasn't had much experience? Then he goes to the Senior Bowl, and he's arguably the best press man corner in Mobile. He was absolutely fantastic, and whatever coverage you put him in, he's got super fluid hips. He's got the speed. He's got the recovery speed that you look for. And honestly, man, this guy reminds me a lot of Devon Witherspoon last year when, you know, Pro Football Focus was putting him in like the second round and like the 65th overall prospect. I'm like, this guy looks like the best corner in the draft. And then by the end of the process, what do you know? He's a top 10 pick, right? He goes to Seattle, and he has arguably a defensive rookie of the year type of performance. So Mitchell is that type of guy to me. I don't think he's quite as physical as Witherspoon was last year, but he's got great size, great arm length. He's got the speed you look for, and he's got the pedigree on film to really be a great corner in this league. The Steelers would certainly be lucky to get him if he falls to number 20. Then in round 2, they have the Steelers taking Edwin Cooper, inside linebacker out of Texas A&M, with the 52nd overall pick in this year's draft. And I don't like this pick as much, guys. I'm not going to lie. Now, the pros is definitely stuff that the Steelers are going to be looking for in a potential linebacker prospect this year, because he's really good in pass coverage, whether it's man or whether it's zone. He's got really good instincts, and he can really stick with players as well. So he's very trustable as a tackler as well. I don't really foresee any issues in terms of tackling in the league, and he plays with really great motor. He plays with great effort. He's a great kid. He's going to be good for the locker room if the Steelers end up drafting him. Now, the cons. He's not exactly the ideal size for like a real elite inside linebacker in this league. 6'3", 230 pounds, could be a little bit heavier. The pass rushing isn't fantastic. He's kind of stiff as an athlete. He's not the fastest guy in the world. He's got some power, but overall, he's not going to provide much for you in terms of blitzing or coming off the edge or versatility in that way. So for me, I have a day 2 grade on him. I think it's probably going to go in the 3rd round. So I'm not a huge fan of taking him in the 2nd round, where in this mock draft here, we're taking a corner and an inside linebacker, but we need a center. We need an offensive tackle. We have other needs to address, and we're going inside linebacker when we already have a really solid number 1 and number 2 inside linebacker on the roster. I just don't understand this pick here from PFF personally, but I do like the Quintin Mitchell pick quite a bit. But now pick one for me down there in the comments section. So out of these mock drafts that we've talked about today, would you rather go Jayden Daniels and trade up for him Would you rather go Amari Mims at number 20, offensive tackle, or would you rather go corner with Quintin Mitchell there at number 20 overall? Type JD if you want to go get the quarterback and you don't care what it takes to trade up for him. Type AM for Amari Mims. You want that tackle that's a carbon copy of Broderick Jones. Or QM down there in the comment section for Quintin Mitchell if you want to give Joey Porter Jr. a really, really good running mate on the other side of the secondary. And that'll be it for today's show, guys. Thank you so much for all of your support. Make sure to go follow me on Twitter for additional Steelers content. And if you do so, I will give you a shout-out on a future edition of Steelers Talk. So shout out to Caden and Quam. I hope I'm saying that right. We got Mario, Drake, Julio, and Kelly. Thank you so much for all of your guys' support. And again, for more Steelers draft coverage on my Twitter, I do a lot of my film analysis up on my Twitter. Make sure you guys give me a follow at Jack_Sperry. And make sure you click that subscribe button for wall-to-wall Steelers draft coverage all throughout the 2024 offseason.